Mount Carmel Nation. My name is Aaron Hyler, and it's been a minute since I last seen you and since you last seen me. Why is that? Because I'm lazy. That's why. I'm just joking. Now, it's been pretty busy around Mount Carmel. We just had fight night. We just had the play. Actually, and speaking of those events, I did not realize how much alumni presence there is, like seeing this podcast, the Built on Dante podcast. So thank you to all the alumni. I've had about 10 alumni come up to me and recognize me solely for the podcast and telling me how good of a job I'm doing. I hope that wasn't braggadocious, but yeah, thank you so much. I wasn't aware. I thought this is for like people who's presently in Mount Carmel. So I'm glad that people are watching it past their time in Mount Carmel. Also, we have a very special guest here today. He's one of the first people that you see if you are a student at Mount Carmel. He was athletic director for some time, which we're going to get into. We have Mr. LaCount. Mr. LaCount, how you doing?
Very good, Aaron. Great to be here.
Thank you for coming. It's an early morning. It's a regular morning, but early morning.
Not too early.
Yeah, not too early. We got a late start this morning. Thank you for coming. I know you're pretty busy with your busy schedule, and my busy schedule also. So thank you for this.
You're welcome.
Thank you to Miss Minky for this. First of all, I'm sorry, and to Wyatt Knight, who's producing in the in the other room. So, Mr. LaCount.
Yes, sir.
Mr. LaCount.
How's Mr. Hyler doing?
How's Mr. Hyler doing?
Yeah.
Mr. Hyler is doing great, actually. I'm actually pretty excited. We've been here for Fine Arts Night was yesterday, so that was pretty good. We got a 64th chapter celebration at the end of the day today, which I'm excited about. Maybe I don't know if this podcast will come out today. We'll see.
These are busy days. We're in
the final stretch,
and the final stretch isn't quick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So you're a freshman counselor, right?
Correct.
When did you get into that role, actually, before we get into it?
When I stepped away from the athletic director's job.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my third year.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 years ago is when I stepped into that, and then I kind of created this freshman counseling role, and I work closely with John, Mr. O'Connor, on that. Yep.
So how is it, with the freshmen, telling them about like all the events and telling them about the final stretch? That's why I brought the freshman thing up. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think for them it's all new. Everything is new to them.
Exactly, right.
But right now the freshmen are starting to feel themselves a little bit. They feel like sophomores already, but they really don't know what these last 5 weeks are like.
Right.
With walkathon and fight night really kicks off the final stretch, and graduation being so early now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
So with the seniors leaving, is there some type of thing that you've been telling the freshmen, about? Because I remember when I was a freshman, so long ago, when I was a freshman, it was kind of like, we're becoming, new stages in Mount Carmel.
Right.
We kind of can't blame it on our freshman selves. Is there a technique that you have or like a thing?
No, I mean, I just think keeping the focus. I keep telling them at lunch, the focus is academics.
Mm-hmm.
Don't slack. They still have 5 weeks. You can rally, as you know, and do a lot of things in 5 weeks. Just trying to keep them focused on that, because you're going to lose them the last 2 weeks.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But
everybody, not the freshmen.
Yeah, and a lot of them are thinking, what they're going to do this summer.
Right.
Some of them are actually thinking, do I come back to Mount Carmel? Do I not come back to Mount Carmel? So dealing with some of those issues on retention and keeping the kids that we have here.
So do you think there's a difference in dealing with the freshmen or like working with the freshmen? As you said, Mr. LaCount, he's at lunch every day. From my knowledge, he's there every day. He was there from every day of my lunch. He knows where you sit. He knows kind of everybody by name. But is there one big difference that you would say?
That's one of the things why we wanted to have a counselor that was just solely for freshmen, because that transition from grammar school to high school is difficult, and then for us to retain kids is important. I have this philosophy, that I pursued ever since your class. Yours was my first class. That lunch is an important time. It's the time I get to see every single freshman. So I call it lunchroom ministry, in the sense that I know where kids sit, I know what their friend groups are. I know if they're not eating or if they don't have food that day, or whatever. So it's kind of, and it's fun. I get to see everybody.
Right.
You know, and it's, I have to remind them to get off their screens, you know, and talk to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm doing now. Get off
Yeah,
the screen
no.
and talk to LaCount.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at the question.
But that's kind of been my philosophy. That's where I see every single kid every day. And kids can come up to me at any time during lunch if they have questions or something like that. So I'm accessible to them.
Nice. So, you talked about, you said lunchroom ministry?
Nah, yeah. I just
Okay.
kind of put a theological spin on it.
No, I like that. So, I hope you saw the questions.
I did.
So, ministry. Mr. LaCount, there is rumors, and you actually told me this, but there's rumors out there that you were once a priest. Is that true?
It is.
Okay.
And I don't shy away from that. You know, I mean, I was a priest. I was ordained in 1989.
1989. Wow.
For the Diocese of Springfield. So I grew up downstate.
Okay.
And I was a priest for 10 years. So I worked in parish work. My last few years, I had 3 parishes, 3 rural parishes, and then I worked at Sacred Heart Griffin High School for 7 years teaching.
Is that the high school that we stopped at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we're the football team.
The football team, right? I forgot where we were going, but the football team stopped there, and I heard some people, Father Dan. I'm like, Father Dan?
Yeah.
Who's Father Dan?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? So
then I came up here
right.
when I decided I wanted to change what I was doing. I took a leave of absence, and it was Mr. Haggerty.
The principal?
Yes. And he and I had known each other for years prior to that. So he heard I was going to head up to Chicago, and then he reached out to me. So October 1st, 1999, I was hired here by Father Carl and Dave Lenti to work in the advancement office.
Oh, really?
And I've been here 26 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
26 years? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that would be 36 years in Catholic education?
You got it.
36. Wow.
So now do the math, Aaron.
So we can get to some more age and stuff, but it's all good. So back to the priest thing.
Yeah.
Could you give us a little insight? Because that's a unique experience.
Yeah.
Could you give us a little insight on the priest life before, during, and after the life of a priest?
Well, I mean, I went into the seminary right after high school. So
Okay.
I was actually 17 when I went in.
Wow.
And then it was 4 years of college work, which I did in Springfield, Illinois, and down in St. Louis. And then my last 4 years in theology was up here at Mundelein Seminary, so in the Archdiocese of Chicago. So I kind of fell in love with Chicago
Yeah, right.
at the same time.
Who doesn't?
And the Archdiocese up here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I had 10 years of service in parish work and working at St. Teresa High School, Sacred Heart Griffin, and then multiple parishes that I thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. Is there anything that you kind of take back? I know you said the lunchroom. Is that did I say it right? Lunchroom ministry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you take from that experience to like what you kind of the life?
Yeah, I think every part of, I mean, a lot of my work here, whether it was in advancement as athletic director or now as a freshman counselor, has been impacted by my formation, my college formation and theological formation. So even though I'm not, practicing as an ordained priest anymore, I mean, it's in my blood.
Right. Exactly.
And so that's why I enjoy working at Mount Carmel, because I'm able to use whatever talents I have.
Exactly. Nice. So you talked about kind of your time at Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
Could you tell us that kind of development stage? You said you were advancement. What were you doing in the advancement office?
So when I was first hired by Mr. Haggerty and Father Carl and Dave Lenti, I served a lot of different positions up there. But initially I was director of communications, so I was doing like parish communications, school communications, Carmel Life, and things like that. And then it evolved into other roles where I was doing the annual fund and assisting upstairs, and wearing many hats. But we had the campaign. We were wrapping up the campaign for the baseball field. We initiated the campaign for the new school, the new convocation center and that.
Okay.
So I was key in all of that, working with the team up there. I was just one of the team members.
Wow. Okay.
And then, so that was like phase one.
Yeah, phase one.
Phase two was then Father Carl appointed me athletic director.
Mm-hmm.
And I was athletic director for 13 years. And then phase three is counseling.
Now.
Okay. Phase four is retirement.
Phase four.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That might not involve Mount Carmel, but it's all good. So you talked about wow, that was a lot. I don't know if advancement office. I was trying to see. So
our advancement office at that time. Do you know where Mr. Murphy's classroom is?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the advancement offices.
Really?
Mr. Nolan, myself, Dave Linty, Celeste,
Wow.
Doc Ah. There was like 6 or 7 of us, Frank Kishka, all in one room. And then when we built the new building, then we had offices
In there.
We moved over
Wow.
to the new building.
Yeah, I guess
we
it
were all
wouldn't
in
be-
one room up there.
You guys what?
We were all in one room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
cubicles or something?
Yeah,
Wow.
just not even cubicles, just our desks out there. Like
Wow.
that.
That's
Yeah.
Mount Carmel way, right? We make it work.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we talked about the different phases.
Yeah.
And you're currently in a phase now. So I don't know if you could pick one, but is there one that you favor the most?
I don't, being an athletic director is pretty sweet. I mean, it was a lot of work. And I was part of some tough decisions. But I mean, that's like a dream job.
Athletic director.
Yeah, I mean, at Mount Carmel.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
And then to be a person that was not an alumnus of Mount Carmel, that kind of found my way to that due to my commitment to the school it was an absolute dream. Yeah.
Nice.
But Aaron, I got to admit, I stepped away from it because I had turned 60 years old and I thought I accomplished a lot of the goals that I wanted to. The last thing was to bring our home football games on campus, to build the stadium, to be a part of that.
You were part of that kind of development.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So that was like the last thing. And I thought it was a good time to step away.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a 6-day-a-week job, 20,
6 days a week, wow.
every month. I don't care if it's summer or whatever, and it's long hours, if you do it right. And so that was an incredible, fulfilling job. But
So is there anything else that you could give us more insight about the experience, like anything people may not know about being athletic director? Because I didn't know about a 6-day week throughout the summer.
Yeah, I mean,
throughout the whole year.
There's sports going on all the time.
Right.
There's camps going on all the time. I don't know. I mean, it's just you have multiple sports across every season of the year. A lot of our sports are at the highest level in the state. To maintain that level,
Right.
to hire good coaches, to deal with parents and the concerns that parents have, and to deal with the administration of the school. So you have to wear many hats and you have to juggle a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was good.
Yeah.
And how is it looking at the success, that Mount Carmel has had, like as the athletic director in athletics?
Yeah, I mean, if you hire good people. And if you support, I don't care if you're athletic director or any kind of administrator, if you hire good people and you put them in a position to be successful, then it's fun to sit back and watch it.
Very nice.
Because I sat back and watched some great coaches, and some great athletes that we have. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So-
And the biggest challenge was COVID.
Really?
I mean, everything was shut down, and so we were trying to keep our students engaged, give them opportunities to work out, give them opportunities as the school year started to play in sports. But that was a real struggle. Yeah.
So that's I've never actually talked about that on the podcast. Nobody was the COVID experience at Mount Carmel, because I wasn't here. I was a 7th grade. I was a 6th, 7th grade. Who was there as a student? Could you tell us more about that time period? Because we kind of all endured through COVID.
Well, we made a decision as an institution to come back to school.
Okay.
We realized that we had a lot of space here at Mount Carmel that we could utilize. We thought it was important to have students in the building, in the classroom. It's a better learning experience. We knew there were some risks involved in that, but masking up was huge. And then making, like, we had, how many, would you had like 5 lunch periods or 6 lunch periods?
Wow.
So we just spread kids out more, a little bit more. But we tried to give students an opportunity to learn in the classroom and to socialize. I think one of the things that we noticed with kids after COVID, students that were not in school, they lost out on so much of interaction, just interpersonal interaction. So I think we pulled it off pretty well. But it was, it was tough. We had to shut down sometimes and restart. But we actually saw our enrollment be very strong at that time.
Really?
Parents wanted their son probably out of the house and off the bed, because a lot of them were just Zooming from their room. And so that was a tough period, but we always wanted to do what was best for our kids. Yeah.
Thank you for that introducing that to me, because I never thought about that, because Mount Carmel is pretty like you said, interactive and community based and community driven, and being forced to be away, I would say probably would have been that was a big struggle, I would say, from a Mount Carmel school.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about Mount Carmel, right?
Let's do it.
I'm just gonna just go off here.
Go ahead.
What does a person gain when they come to Carmel, in your opinion? They could be a student, they could be an adult, they could be a parent.
I've always been impressed that we draw kids from all over the area.
Right.
I mean, when I first started here, we really didn't draw as much from Northwest Indiana as we did our traditional parishes and communities. But as the world changed, so did Mount Carmel. I think we've always been driven by, or recognizing the fact that we're not a neighborhood school, that we're more of a regional type place that kids want to come to, but we had to reach out, which meant a great expansion into Northwest Indiana before any of the other schools, our competitors, did that. And so that has been a very strong part of our school.
Nice.
It adds, I don't know, there's a great flavor here as far as like where our kids come from. And I think it's challenging. I think kids struggle to get here sometimes, travel-wise.
Yeah.
But once they're here, they develop that brotherhood that we're proud of. But there are struggles, I mean, as you all know, to get kids to buy into the culture, to allow kids to change the culture needs to change. We need to change with society. But we've always had good leadership with the Carmelites. They have they're not closed-minded group of people, and I think that's reflective of what we do at Mount Carmel.
Yeah, nice. You gave me a lot there. I don't know what you want to talk about.
I know your brain is moving. I could see it in your eyes.
So you talked about diversity and the wide spectrum that Mount Carmel endures. Is there anything else that you say Mount Carmel favors? Because that's a big thing, I would say. My opinion is the diversity, and not even like about race. That I feel like people think about when they think of diversity, they think maybe race or ethnicity. Right. Is there another, or do you want to talk about the diversity Mount Carmel has? You kind of did already.
I mean, I think it's diverse learners.
Diverse learners, okay.
I mean, look at it. I mean, we don't, we're not snobby.
Right.
I think we're diverse when it comes to athletics, too. I mean, we compete at the very highest level, as you can see what I got on, a 4-peat football.
Okay.
And then some of our sports that I enjoyed the most as athletic director, like swimming and water polo, and volleyball, other sports that we don't necessarily compete on a state or national level, but it's where students are finding each other, and students learning how to swim, building a community, a swim community, or building a lacrosse community, and that stuff. So I think we have diverse athletes,
nice.
That are 5-star athletes, and we have kids that are learning, and I think that's the way it is in the classroom too. We have top-tier students that go into incredible universities, and we have students that make their way to college, and they probably never thought they would.
Right.
So I think we serve our community very well that way.
Very nice.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Yeah. And I never thought about, especially with athletics, I never thought about it being such a diverse. But now that you brought it up, yeah, exactly. And
I mean, we send some of our sports teams against some really great other schools, but our kids go and play.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
When we play Loyola in tennis, there's not a chance we're going to win.
Right.
But our kids go and compete.
You're exactly, and they still put it forth.
They have fun at it.
So, and you talked about that, the culture of Mount Carmel, right? You said the kids, you said the kids still go and play. Do you think that is a part of the Mount Carmel way, to push forward and to still do it?
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's you look back at our history when this school was really threatened, whether it would continue or not. Mm-hmm. And there's even talk of moving the school to Darien or something like that. So there's a certain, and I hate to use this word because I think it's overused, but grit here. And resiliency. I think we're a resilient school.
Nice.
I think we have a tremendous reputation locally and nationally, but the story of the school is inspiring. And I think it will continue to thrive because we are humble in that way.
Nice. You said we were known nationally and locally. So I want to know, what was your initial reactions of Mount Carmel before you even stepped into it?
I mean, I knew about Mount Carmel because of the football program when I lived downstate. But I had to admit, coming to Mount Carmel at first was a lot. I mean, you're stepping into a culture that is like unlike anything I had ever experienced,
Exactly.
And it took a little bit, but then I think it's very welcoming. I mean, you came. I remember you as a freshman.
Yeah.
You didn't really know anybody.
I didn't.
And you came in, and look at you now.
Yeah, right.
And I think there are opportunities for our kids, regardless of their personality, their academic prowess or whatever, that they find a home here. It's kind of cool to see. I mean, look at you now. You run your own podcast.
Yeah, right.
And the opportunities that kids have here.
Exactly.
And like White, who's doing the sound right now.
Exactly.
Coming to school and producing a podcast.
Right.
So there are tremendous opportunities here.
And multiple, I do a lot of things, and this is just one of them.
Right.
That I do personally. So I'm only one person.
And I know where this is a big sell job for Mount Carmel that we're talking about, but I think if there are needs in our community, then we try to adjust them, whether it's a new club or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, the growth of the fine arts department in the last 3 to 4 years is unbelievable.
3 to 4 years, exactly, yeah.
Because we saw a need, and then, I mean, it's just
flourishing right now.
It is.
Yeah.
So I just think those are some real smart. If I was a kid, and I'm a long ways from being a kid, this would be a place to just know you could find yourself here.
Nice. Very nice. So how did you talk about you being a kid? How was your experience, and is there any similarities or differences from that of Mount Carmel? How was your experience as a high school?
I grew up in a small town.
Okay.
20,000 people in Jacksonville. I went to my parish high school, and I had 40, 50 kids in my class. So it was small. I always valued Catholic education. I've always been in Catholic education. But so to come here was completely different. But I think I would have liked it as a kid because of the opportunities you have and being around different people. I mean, look at your class, where everyone's from. It's amazing.
Right, I know, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And Wyatt, he's from, South. I'm from over East, Now, I've been in his house before, things like, it's just stuff like that, that real community, just seeing different, it was a culture shock for me, honestly.
Sure.
I never had any white people that went to my school.
Sure.
It was predominantly black.
Right.
And just to see the culture shock that Mount Carmel offers.
I think it was
really
Donovan McNabb's dad. Donovan was a quarterback here, played for the Eagles. His dad, I heard him say one time he wanted him to come to Mount Carmel because he wanted Donovan to be in the real world, where you're surrounded by people of different race, different economic, life, so that I think Mount Carmel just kind of gets you ready for the world. You know, you're not with your neighborhood kids.
You're right.
You know,
You're forced to be out of that. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just brought up a saying, or something that Donovan McNabb's father. Is there a saying that you probably favor the most? There's a lot of sayings. Yeah, I know. I don't know if we can get the video out there, but that's probably, I would say that's the biggest one. When I first came, that was probably one of the things that clicked in my mind. I was like, oh God, Jesus Christ, now I gotta work. You know what I mean? So you wanna?
I mean, I always thought that was kind of, oh yeah, it's there, it's on the wall. But how many times do we reference?
A lot. And it's reminded there. It's everywhere, honestly. You know.
Yeah.
You reminded.
So you do come as a boy, if you care to work at it and struggle, you leave as a man. I don't know who wrote that or who put that up.
That's a good question, actually.
But it was important enough that we moved it from this building to the new building and had it there. And it's an interesting motto, but I think it's appropriate. Yeah.
I think it's appropriate too. I agree. So, coming as a boy, I'm going to go back to the freshman thing.
Cool.
Do you kind of, is there a technique that you kind of put into that saying or that tradition here?
Well, I mean, I think for us working with Mr. O'Connor and I working with the freshmen is initially we just want them to feel like this is their new home, you know, and that a lot of freshmen were the king of the hill in their school, you know, and then they come here and it's quite an adjustment.
Yeah.
I think for athletes sometimes coming here, where you may be the best basketball player in your school, in your grammar school, and you're coming here, you're just one of 50.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Maybe.
Same thing academically. You may have been top of your class, and then you're coming here, and you realize, oh wow, you know, I'm now experiencing a larger community, the world, you know. So helping freshmen with that, with that adjustment, I think is important, you know, and trying to get them stabilized and balanced. You
Nice.
know? Yeah.
So, you talked about the freshmen and students. Is there a perspective or way that you think students see Mr. LaCount?
Probably see me as an old man.
Okay, you think so? Really? I mean, you're pretty.
No. They do. I mean, I don't know. I hope they feel like I'm approachable. Hope they feel like all the adults here are approachable.
Yeah.
That we're here to help them. That's why I say, you know, teaching is a vocation. It's not a job necessarily. It's a vocation, and we're here to, you know, serve the academic needs, the social, emotional needs, and the spiritual needs of our kids. So I hope they see me as approachable.
Yeah.
I hope they see me as someone that has a good personality that can, you know, help them along the way. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if that makes
that's good.
sense.
No,
but,
that's perfect. So we're gonna learn more about Mr. LaCount here. When Mr. LaCount is not at Mount Carmel, where could we find Mr. LaCount? Or what Mr. LaCount be doing?
I mean, I live on the north side.
Nice. Okay.
So I like the separation between school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
When I go to the grocery store, I don't want to run into Aaron Hyler or anybody else.
Terrible time.
I spend my summers in Vermont.
Do you really? Are you from Vermont?
My mom and dad grew up out there, and when my uncle passed away, he was 92 years old. He left me a little house out there. So I mean, I love just like the first week of June when we're done, just take off and go out there for 2 months.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
I have a good friend
That's
group. I enjoy, you know, anything anybody else would in life. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't talk about my personal life because I just.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
So what would your younger self think of the Mr. LaCount now?
That's good. That's a good question. I think my younger self would be happy about me, proud of me.
Nice.
I mean, I don't have any regrets. in life at all.
Thank you.
I mean, my 10 years as a priest were unbelievable.
Mm.
I knew that I needed to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I needed to do something different. I don't regret that at all.
Yeah.
I've learned from everything in my life. I've learned from,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and hopefully it's made me better. I think my young self would be pleased with me because I was a little shy, you know.
Okay. Couldn't believe it now.
Quite shy. Yeah. I always struggled with insecurity. You know, was I good enough? Am I smart enough? You know, was I wise enough to do anything? You know.
Nice.
So I think I've evolved. Thank God. After all these years.
I don't see it. You know.
But I mean, I think that's why I like working with the freshmen because a lot of them are insecure, and I was there certainly.
Nice.
As a kid. Yeah.
So, is there anything as working with the freshmen? Is there anything that you would tell your younger self? You said you didn't have any regrets, but you know.
That's a good question. You're pretty good at this, Aaron.
No, I don't think so. These are just the questions I got.
Are there anything I would, my young self? Yeah, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't judge yourself if you do make a mistake. You know, let the mistakes help build your character. You know how you respond if you fall down. You know, you can either remain laying on the ground, like an NBA player, and just rolling around like you're really hurt,
Right.
or you can get up and move on. So I think we learn from some of the toughest things in my life. I learned something about myself.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a quote. That's a good quote.
Yeah.
Toughest things. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody write that down. Put it on the wall.
No.
So, is there a person that you think molded you or kind of helped you kind of be the person that you are?
Wow. I mean, there's a series of people throughout different parts of my life.
Yeah, exactly.
I had great parents. I had two brothers that I love and care for. We were a good family unit. I think growing up in a small town was cool. So I still, you know, I have friends there.
Yeah.
That helped form me. What was the question?
Who is there a person?
There's not one person. No.
Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple people that kind of
exactly.
stepped into my life. I remember one of the wisest things I got was this old Monsignor who was in my parish when I got ordained, and he said, when you go to a new place, when you get a new job, sit back and just for a whole year just observe what's going on. Don't try to do too much. Kind of look out the window, and I've always enjoyed that. You know, I think when I first got here, I just kind of took it all in. I think that's wise. I think it's wise for a freshman or anybody that comes in. You know,
take it all in.
Just kind of relax a little bit. And then, but there are different people throughout my life.
Nice.
Certainly my parents were key to all of that.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to close here. And that was a great ending for what I'm about to ask you.
Cool.
Before I get into that, though, I have
have some big hot questions.
I have some rapid fire questions.
All
That's
right. All right.
Mr. LaCount, if you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I'm thinking, I don't think a very aggressive animal.
Yeah, I don't see it as aggressive.
Yeah. So, man, that's a good question. I'd be a bear.
Really? A bear?
Bears chill, man. They
You think
take all winter. They chill out.
You think the bears are chill?
And they're afraid of humans.
They're okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they just kind of do their thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Bear. Okay. That's good. I
don't know.
No, I like that. Okay, would you say that you are an introvert or an extrovert?
Introvert.
You're an introvert.
I'm an introvert. I think any of us, I think introvert in the sense that I have to think things out internally, and I'm in my head a lot, which isn't always good. I've grown more extroverted, and I think we do that in life.
Yeah.
We kind of, on that scale, we can go back and forth.
Right. Yeah,
I'm more extroverted than I was, but my thought pattern is introverted.
Yeah, nice. What word would your friends use to describe you?
Faithful.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good word.
Yeah.
You like that?
I think I do. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Some people be like,
if that's my brand, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I would too. Right? Exactly. If you had a theme song, whether that be coming to school, driving, you know, Mr. LaCount, the Mr. LaCount show, what would that theme song be?
Oh my God, Aaron.
You got to think now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. I don't. I can't answer that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. You gotta get prepped for that. Yeah, that's my bad.
No, I mean I've read the question. I just don't know. I don't.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah.
Different genres.
Yeah.
Do you got a favorite genre, Mr. LaCount?
Kind of. I listen to a lot of things that I like. I'll go with friends to like Shuba's and different spots to listen to music throughout the year. So there's smaller venues. There's smaller musicians. Because I go to Vermont a lot.
Yeah.
I'm kind of focused on Noah Kahn right now.
Okay. Never heard
his
of him.
music. Noah Kahn, you got to watch his documentary on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It's unbelievable. He's a kid, a guy from Vermont that became famous.
Okay, nice.
Music,
Vermont.
yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
All right, Vermont, you get a lot of rep.
I
here.
got a lot of rep there.
I like it.
Maybe too much.
No, that's
Yeah.
good. Rep your city. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I'm an early bird now.
Early bird now.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. Coming to Mount Carmel, I've been an early bird
Yeah.
often. If you had a spell or a power, what would that spell or power be?
I want to fly.
You want to fly?
I want the superpower of flight. Yeah.
Nice. I agree.
I think it'd be cool.
This is I got this question from a game. This usually tends to get people like to think. If you were the world leader of something, what would your title be?
If I was a world leader, I would want to work. It'd be fictitious. Is that what you're saying? I could create something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like Mr. Haggerty said, he's a world leader in watching film.
Oh, world leader in what? Okay. I'm a world leader in. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know.
Because I understand who Mr. Haggerty is. I mean, I'm a world leader in just trying to read people and trying to. I'm in my head a lot. Like when I drive by, on my way here, and I see these homeless camps and stuff like that. That stuff bothers me. It bothers me. And so I think about things like that. If I ever was able to be in an opportunity, it would be try to take care of those that are freaking living on our streets or that we walk by and ignore. Now, that's not the question you asked.
No, that's good.
I know, but
That's quite a mindset. Yeah.
Yeah.
You be the world leader of that. I like that. All right. Last question here. Actually, two last questions.
All right.
Traditional. Now, it's been revealed to me that this came from Coach Anto, so I gotta keep doing this. But if you were a sandwich, what sandwich would you be?
It's a very simple sandwich: ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm between ham and cheese and peanut butter jelly sandwich. I don't know.
Okay.
Classic, All
right.
There you go. Is that your favorite sandwich?
It's my go-to.
Go-to? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Cold or warm.
There we go.
All right.
There we go. Come on now. All right. So last question. You talked about somebody giving you advice. So we're going to go and ask you to give some advice. If you want to give some advice or some words of wisdom, last minute words, encouragement. It could be for your freshmen. It could be for students. It could be for parents. It could be the alumni presents we got. Whatever.
Every single one of us are created and are a beautiful person. And if we could just embrace that and find out what that inner beauty is and then just let the world have it. Who cares what people think? Just be yourself,
Yeah, right.
And most people are good people. So they have a good heart. So don't be afraid of being yourself.
Wow. That's a great way to end it.
That's it.
Well, I'm done. My job's here done. Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. LaCount,
Well, Aaron, let me say, you're an inspiration to a lot of our kids because you have been yourself.
I hope so.
And I think you've gotten even more confidence.
Yeah, I have. Especially with this whole podcast being around people. Mount Carmel was really kind of, helped me to become in that role.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr.
There we
LaCount.
go, man.
You still got some time before school starts, so I don't know what we're
good.
gonna do.
We're good.
Hopefully I can get this episode out tonight. Okay, hopefully today.
Whenever, yeah.
So Mr. LaCount, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, man.